All right, everyone, welcome out to this Freedom Pro Global call. My name's Josh Feltz, and I'm excited to be hosting this call here tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk us through an absolute revolution that is taking place when it comes to wellness and when it comes to technology. On top of that, you're going to find out and you're going to hear a couple testimonies of people that have been using this technology and how it has absolutely transformed their life. What we're going to do to start this call tonight is rather than go into some type of presentation, I would rather let you hear from people that have been experiencing what is happening with this technology. Someone put a yes in the chat box. If you didn't come here just to hear information, you came here to find out about how to transform your life and see what is happening for so many other people right now. If you have not heard about PEMF technology and how it is absolutely changing so many people's lives when it comes to their health, tonight is going to be an absolute eye-opening moment for you. So without further ado, I want to jump right into this. We have Miss Diana Hartway, who actually has just recently found out about this technology. I think it was actually less than a week ago. She found out about it and she said, you know what? I got to get this for me, my husband, and now what I want you to do, everyone welcome Miss Diana to the call. Miss Diana, thank you so much for being here tonight, but I want to hear what this technology is doing for you, what your experience has been with it, and your thoughts for everybody that is here on this call with us live tonight. Everyone welcome Miss Diana Hartway to the call.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you, Josh, for having me. I'm glad to be here. Oh my gosh, when I heard about the technology, even before I received the devices, I knew I wanted to be a part of it because I have also been with some challenges with my health, and I know how important that intercellular health is. And so when I got the devices, so let me start off. I got the devices yesterday. So I got the P90 yesterday. So right when I got it, I got right on the machine. When I got on the machine, I immediately felt warmth come up from my feet, up through my legs. And then I started to feel like it targeting an area around my knees. And while I was on the device, I was relaxed. I actually started drifting off a little bit. So I was like, oh my God, okay. So right when I got off the device, I laid down. Immediately, I was relaxed. I fell asleep. And so the one important thing is I was drinking water before, I was drinking water during, and I drank water after. That was very important. I think that which made my experience so much better. And so when I got off, I waited and I put my husband on. Well, my husband has an injury in his leg. He has nerve damage. When he first got on, at first he was like, wait a minute, I don't feel anything. And I'm like, okay, let's turn it up, do the levels. Well, what ended up happening is the leg that has the nerve damage got really the increased intensity. He was like, I really feel it on this side where I have the damage. Well, he did the 30-minute one-time session. He got off and he was like, oh my God, the pain that's on the side of my foot has decreased significantly. He's like, I can hardly feel the pain. So I was like, okay, this is working. So what we did was, since we got it late in the afternoon, I wanted to do 2 sessions before the night was over. So I got back on it again before bed. I have arthritis in my feet. I have arthritis in my knees, which has an inflammation, and I have IBS. Well, I started to feel a flinch in my abdomen area. Well, got off, was fine. He did it again, fine. We zonked out. So I slept, and I haven't done this in so long due to a lot of things, being a woman, being in menopause, having hormone problems. I slept for 9 hours. And the only reason I woke up this morning was because my daughter was stirring and the noise woke me up. It was such a great sleep. He did too. He slept all night. We just was knocked out. So we was like, okay, this works. Well, when I got on it again this morning, because I'm doing a routine. First of all, when I got out of bed, I hardly had any stiffness. Do you understand? I have inflammation in my knees. It's very difficult in the morning. I'm stiff. Well, I noticed my feet was not hurting when I touched the ground, and I noticed I was able to move better with my knee joints, just move up and down my steps. Well, when I looked in the mirror, I'm gonna tell y'all, I lift up my pants, I look, them knees went down some. That little inflammation, it went down some. I had no knee pain. So I jumped right back on the machine this morning. Well, when I got on the machine this morning, once again, I started to feel like it almost felt like I was on a treadmill. I started sweating in my chest area. I could feel it heating up. I was sweating. My legs had warmed up. And when I was done, I was able to do movements like squats that without hardly any pain in my knees. And it was only 3 sessions. And so I called a friend of mine who is she's going to have some surgery. She has some joint issues going on. I took it over to her house. Well, when I took it over to her house, she she's like, I can feel this on the side that I have pain on. And so she brought her daughter down. So her daughter got on it, and she has some intestinal issues as far as, her stomach, her food. She could feel it. Well, it sold them. So then they got on the phone and started texting all their other friends that are having some issues and conditions to tell them about how in this 20 minutes they experienced something inside. She was like, I can feel this all up my side in my joint. She said, I can feel this. She was amazed. This technology works. Okay. And I'm telling you, I am so excited to be a part of this team because it is bringing hope and health to people who might have lost their hope in their health. And so I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
I love it. Guys, put a 1 in the chat box if you understand how remarkable that is. So oftentimes in life, I feel like we don't actually realize how many people around us are in pain, especially if you're not experiencing health problems yourself. But people all around you have even become comfortable with the condition of being uncomfortable. And what I would like to encourage you with, while we're not making any type of medical claims or anything like that, we know how sensitive it is in that world in making claims. I want to let you know that we are seeing results like we have never seen before. If you look up PEMF, I want you to look up what Harvard has to say about it, what Johns Hopkins University has to say about it, Mayo Clinic. It is massive. The major medical institutions, the huge universities that have been studying this, and it's been available to wealthier people. But we found a way to get it into the hands of the masses. Miss Diana, first off, I want to thank you for being here. But beyond thank you for being here, I want us all to take a moment to celebrate how literally within 24 to 48 hours, it has already began to make a remarkable difference in her life. And I believe this is just the start for you and your husband and everyone else around you. All right. So give it up for Miss Diana Hartway. Absolutely amazing. Now, next, I want to bring up someone that has had access to this technology for a little bit longer than Miss Diana have. I'm not talking about 24 hours, 48 hours. I'm talking about has been using this technology for several months and has become quite the expert. And so everyone, welcome Miss Angel Craig to the call. And Angel, I'm so excited that you're here tonight and sharing about this technology. Miss Angel, the call is all yours.
Thank you, Josh. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm going to go through most of the product. This is the P90. This is the main product that OlyLife did create. This utilizes PMF, so that's pulse electromagnetic field. It basically mimics Earth's magnetic frequency, and it also uses terahertz. With this device, you use it for 30 minutes. And with this product, it helps with oxygen and blood circulation. It helps with detoxing your body. It helps with calming the nervous system. So a lot of people have described that they feel less depressed or less anxious because it calms your nervous system. And it supports just overall cellular health. It promotes deep quality sleep. Like Diana said, her and her husband experienced. It boosts energy levels. And it also helps, like she said, bone and joint health and just helping with recovery in general as well. The next product is just an upgrade. of the P90. This is the P90 Plus, and this, like I said, is upgrade, has all of those same things as the P90. Obviously, you can see that it is bigger. So this goes up, this foot plate goes up to size 13. This is stronger, more efficient, and so it has a shorter session. You only have to do a 20-minute session on this one, while the P90 you have a 30-minute session. This machine also comes with two amazing attachments. The first one is called the Revitalux massager, and this uses different things like EMS, TENS, red light therapy, vibration, and heat. And so you can use this for targeted specific areas. So myself personally, I hold a lot of my tension in my neck and my upper shoulders, so I use this on that. It also stimulates your scalp and helps with hair growth. So it has a lot of very special different technologies and uses. So I use this actually every single day. The next attachment is a beauty wand. So this basically helps your face produce collagen. It helps reduce fine lines and wrinkles. So this has been a very popular attachment with the new P90 Plus. The newest product that just came out in November is called the Shaken Massager. So it is a belt, and it has 7 different technologies. So this uses ultrasound, it uses vibration and heat. It also uses massage airbags, radio frequency, red light therapy, and PMF. So it has 3 different modes. The first is a body sculpting mode, and it specifically works on your stomach and toning any gut issues. This penetrates 3 to 5 centimeters deep, so it is actually hitting that visceral fat. That fat that is so difficult for so many of us to get rid of. That's what this helps with. The second mode is a heat mode, and that is used for gut issues. It's used for menstrual cramps for women who have that time of the month. And then the third one is, excuse me, that third one is a massage mode, which helps with lower back chronic pain, also helps with gut issues as well. This comes with a complimentary Bluetooth watch, so that just helps with you being able to use it without touching any of the buttons on the belt. And then the G1 goggles, the Galaxy G1 goggles, this helps with eye strain and eye fatigue. I don't know about you, but I'm in front of the computer a lot, so I'm staring at a screen, and I get a lot of eye pressure and tension around my eyes. So this really relieves that. It also helps with dry eyes and certain things like astigmatism, glaucoma, and it really helps eye cells repair and regenerate. This uses airbag massage. You can feel it compressing. So it uses heat and compression and low frequency PMF, and it has 7 different eye care modes. And the beauty of this is the on-off switch is built right in, and then this side just helps you switch the languages. Now, this is the Bama Air. This is basically an air purifier, and it releases high concentration of negative ions. And that is found in places like waterfalls or forests or mountains. So it really creates a very calm and peaceful environment. This helps with filtering out 99.9% of airborne impurities, such as dust, pollen, things like that. And it just helps give a very peaceful environment. It has 7 different lightings and then also 14 different music modes. The next one is the Vitality one. I actually just got this. I wasn't planning on it because I love the P90 and P90 Plus, but I actually just got it for my parents. And it comes in this really fancy briefcase. But this is for targeting specific areas in your body. It is also the only product that you can use if you have a pacemaker. So if you have a pacemaker, you cannot use the P90 or the P90 Plus. It comes in this beautiful thing, and it basically is like, it's kind of like a laser, and it'll point at specific areas in your body. It does use PEMF. It's non-invasive, and you can choose between a warm and a cool air mode. So it has all of the beauty of those P90 and P90 products, but it's safe for those with the pacemakers. And the only product that I don't have is the H Plus bar, but that product is a portable hydrogen infusing water bottle with MRET. And the beauty about OlyLife is that they come out with new products every year. Like I said, the Shake Massager was a product that they came out with last year. And for me, I love the P90 Plus, but this is one of my favorite products because after having kids, keeping my health in a good space was really difficult for me. And being able to lose weight was almost impossible. And I have been using this machine consistently twice a day for the last week and a half, and I've lost 4 pounds. And I've been focusing on eating well, drinking water, exercising, and like nothing worked. And I only use this for a week and a half. So I definitely promote all of these products. They're wonderful.
So what I want to do next is I want to answer a question that I believe that all of you are having right now. All right, I'm hearing the stories about how amazing this is, but how good is this technology actually? Somebody put a yes in the chat box if that's something that is also a question that you may have, right? Is this certified? What does the FDA think about PEMF, right? All of these things, I want to share this with you because these are questions that I ask myself. And what was very affirming when I started to look into this technology was that it actually has all the certifications all across the world. Not only is it certified by the CE, IPMS, HACCP, SGS, FDA, and ISO, it's also patented technology, which no one else has in the delivery form like this is. Now, I want to share something with you that you may not know if you do not know me. My family owns a very large wellness clinic in Alabama. I'm also a partner in a wellness clinic in Georgia. Now, a lot of the equipment that we get is $50, $100, $150,000 per piece of equipment. When I first saw this technology, I have to be very, very transparent with you. I did not believe in it because of how inexpensive it was. I said, there's no way that technology that costs this little could actually have this big of an impact. So what I did was I called my partners in the holistic wellness clinic and I said, hey, I want you to check this out. It shows that it has all the certifications. It's done over $1 billion in Asia in the last year alone. And this is a company that is now expanding into the United States, Canada, and opening up Europe and different places all around the world. They're headquartered in Singapore and China, and they are expanding in a massive, massive way right now. So when I sent him this equipment, very shortly after, he reached back out to me and said, Josh, this is some of the best technology that I've ever seen. And the fact that this is actually this affordable, this may be one of the biggest game changers in the entire wellness space that's ever been. See, I've dealt with eczema, and it's been very difficult. I'm in the hyperbaric chamber 2 to 3 times a week. I do red light therapy, green light therapy. I eat as holistically and clean as I possibly can, organic, non-GMO. I do everything I can to be healthy, but I've still faced some health challenges. This has been something that has been amazing for me because one thing I do is I travel a lot. And it's very difficult for me to keep up consistently going to the doctor's office to be able to get this treatment. So now how amazing is it that I have it available anywhere that I go, everywhere that I am? All right. One thing that I want to share with you quickly about this company is they're doing over $80 million a month right now. There's over 1 million people that have utilized and are utilizing currently this over in Asia. The US, we just got our hands on it. And guys, we are excited because we are experiencing the same healing that they have been raving about over in Asia. Now, crazy enough, what I am going to share with you is in 2.5 years, the company had created over 200 millionaires from people that were just sharing this. As of January, this company has now, since its inception in December of 2022, created over 500 millionaires. Now, you're probably asking the same way that I did, what does this technology have to do with money? I'm going to get to that here in just a minute, but I want to explain what PEMF is if you have no idea what it is. It's pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. What Diana was sharing is she could feel it in her legs. It's because it's sending pulses through your body and it's causing a cellular restoration to happen in your body. Someone put a 1 in the chat box if you understand that the air, the food, and your water is contaminated with things that should not be in those. They spray things in the air. They put things in our food, and there's fluoride, chlorine, and all type of stuff in the water that we shower in and drink. If you fly in the airport, you go through a scanner, you're having frequencies hit your body that's not supposed to be. So what we need to do is be proactive when it comes to our health. And this is why this is so powerful. It encourages cell repair and regeneration, supports healthy circulation. Talking about her husband, nerve damage, now he could feel it. And interestingly enough, if you paid attention, they all said that it was going in and targeting the specific areas. They could feel where the pain is. They could feel where the problems were. Why? Because it's going in and healing those areas. It's going in and helping those areas begin to restore and detox on a cellular level. And this is something that we usually don't have access to. Big pharma and the big medical industry like to deal with symptoms. And I'll give you a little secret and tell you why. Because a healed, healthy person is a non-profitable person to them. So maybe it's not a surprise that so many people are dealing with sickness. This is the equipment that I want to talk about that you just saw all about. So I'm not going to go through all the details. We just had an amazing explanation from Angel as well as Miss Diana talking about the P90 machine and what it's done for her. But this technology is changing lives. And what I love about it is it's finally making technology that's only been available for wealthy people that can afford to go into these major institutions and medical places. And actually now in your home, you can be sitting there on your couch, restoring your health and putting yourself in a place that rather than all of the things that have been contaminating us, now we have the ability to start restoring our health. And that's something that's very important. Health and wealth should always be inseparable. So it's amazing what's happening here. All right. When it comes to the Galaxy G1 and people's eyesight problems, cataracts, glaucoma, inflammation in your head, in your face, this is something that massively helps with that. But it's massaging your eyes. It's reducing the inflammation. Like, who has bags under your eyes? Like, I don't sleep very often because I'm telling so many people about this and everything else that I do in my business. All right. I have teams all across the world. So we're working all the time. You don't have to adapt that lifestyle, but we're really excited about what we're doing. And we're telling everybody about it because not only are people getting healing, people are all also getting set financially free. Okay, so the Galaxy G1 is a game changer. Now, the shake and massager, you heard Angel talk about it. This is something that is revolutionary. This is not just something you put on, it just does some shaking, right? Every bit of the technology that you are seeing is patented. The company actually has over 1,000 patents that they're going to be continuing to come out with new technology year after year, which puts us all in a place that we're getting access to the best for one of the lowest prices in the world when it comes to this type of technology. The Shake and Massager has PEMF, ultra low frequency, dynamic massage, red light, radio frequency therapy, all right, high frequency vibration, heat therapy, as well as ultrasound. What it's doing is in literally 30 to 40 minutes, you lose 1,000 calories, but not just 1,000 calories. It's penetrating into your skin, releasing the toxins and helping you detox on a cellular level. And then it's helping firm your skin around. Whether you're a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you're neither, and you're just struggling when it comes to shaping your body how you want, how many people spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to make their body look good? Just go look up the stats on how much money is spent every year on plastic surgery. But imagine non-invasive technology that could help you, and rather than having side effects, now you're in a situation that you're actually promoting your health in a major way. So I want to share with you why we're really, really excited about this. Number one, people are having absolute health transformations using this technology. The second part of this is put a 1 in the chat box if you've ever been into the Apple store or if you happen to be one of those billions of people that bought an iPhone. Now, I want you to pay close attention because this is something that is special. I remember when Apple came out with their iPhone. I was one of the first people that I had to get it. It was the newest thing. It was now better than any other phones that have ever been out. And you know what I said? I got to have it. Not bragging about it because the only thing that's done is made Apple money. But how many of us have done the same thing? We went and got our iPhone, but when we did, we told other people how cool it was. And then they went into the store or they went online and they bought an iPhone. We shared it, but the only thing we did was pay for it, just like the person you told about it. Now, imagine that Apple actually would let you go without paying any more additional price, would let you go and tell people about getting an iPhone, getting a MacBook, getting an iMac, an Apple Watch, all of their different technology that they have. And every time someone bought it, you got paid now. You didn't pay any additional price to be in Apple's business. Because you bought an iPhone and because you shared it, you got paid. Everyone put a 2 in the chat box if that would be really awesome. And you probably would have told a lot more people about the iPhone. Okay? Now, what I want you to hear is this is actually the dream that should be happening there, but it's not. With OlyLife, what they have done is they've created the most affordable technology in the world. You can get access as low as $1,000. The whole family can use this. There are many clinics around the U.S., all across Asia, that are charging people $50 to $100 a session per person that's coming into their clinic to use this technology. 10 sessions, 20 sessions, at that point, it's completely paid off. And every person that comes into that clinic using the technology, it's making the business money. But imagine if you didn't have to leave your house. Imagine if your whole family could use this technology and you never had to pay an auto ship. You never had to pay a monthly subscription or an annual subscription. And just because you bought the technology, they actually gave you a global business that you could get paid every single day if anybody you share it with happens to help anybody else with their health, taking advantage of this PEMF technology. So there's 3 different ways that you can get into this platform. Number 1, you buy $1,000 worth of products. I'm going to go through and kind of talk about what each one is. All right, what it costs. The P90, it's $1,000. The P90 Plus, the upgraded version, it's $1,500. The Galaxy G1, the goggles, it's $500. The Shaken Massager, $1,000. You can go through and see the rest, but those really are the core 4 most powerful things. The wand is also huge for anybody that has a pacemaker, okay? But everything here is patented and powerful and driving powerful results. So what's amazing about this is you choose what products you want. There's no set packages. You're in charge. You're the captain of your life. And this is just technology that you can now get access to. You can get access to $2,000 worth of products all the way up to $6,000. And when you do that, you maximize your ability to earn money if you happen to share it. And I want to tell you something. The compensation in this program is unlike anything that I've ever seen. I do want to give this disclaimer. Earnings are not guaranteed and will vary based off of what you do and if you decide to share this with a few people or a lot of people. But I do want to tell you something. On January 17th, I decided to actually begin to go share this platform. I was introduced to it in October. And unfortunately, I sat on the sidelines for a long time. I own my own company. I have been extremely successful in my own company. But when I actually began to see all the testimonies, and my doctor told me that this is actually some of the best technology, even having my own platform, I decided that I needed to be a part of this one too, because this is helping provide access to things that I'm not able to provide people access to in my company. I don't have all the patents that this company has. I don't have years of research and development. Now that we do have access to this, it's amazing. There is no joining fee. There is no subscription. Once you pay, you're active forever. Imagine when you bought the iPhone 1, but you got paid every time someone got a new one. Think about it in that same perspective. It's a global business. There is no restrictions. January 17th. My first 10 days going into January 27th, I made over $30,000. I was actually surprised how fast the money was being made because I didn't really understand how real this compensation plan was, even as someone that's quite the expert at it, how real it was until it hit my account and I saw it with my own eyes. Someone put a 1 in the chat box if it's one thing to hear about money, but it's another thing to start seeing the money pop up. right in front of your face from something that you simply got involved with to help people. Isn't it amazing if you could help people's health and then you start building wealth? $30,000 the first week. I'm on track to do 6 figures my first month. I have a ton of people that made $500, $1,000 their first 24, 48 hours. So let me show you how this works. Right now, the company is $1 billion company that has been mainly predominant in Asia and just now opening up in English-speaking territories in Europe, in Canada, in the US, out in Hawaii. I'm talking about all across the world. The company's going from just being in Asia, just doing $1 billion, to now opening up to the rest of the world. Who understands it's not every day that you get to be a part of the next big thing that is exploding? And I'm not talking about a lotion. I'm not talking about a potion. And I'm certainly not talking about a supplement. I'm talking about patented certified technology that the biggest universities and medical institutions are raving about, that has not been available to the masses, but now it has been made available. So right here is where we are. I want you to look on this chart. We are at the very beginning of what has already done $1 billion and what's about to be headed to $5 to $10 billion plus every single year. Why? Because people are waking up in the world and realizing that if you don't take your health by the horns, that you're going to be subject to everything else around you. And one thing you don't want to do is wait until you get too far sick that then you want to start becoming conscious of your health because you are far behind. There are many people right now that are already behind and we're helping them get back ahead. But there are a lot of people around the world that if using this technology, they would be healthier than they've ever been. There's people going to the doctor after a month of using this. Their blood reports are better. Their heart reports are better. It is amazing. There was a lady I talked to the other day. She's a naturopath doctor. She had a client that's been on dialysis for several years now. And 4 months of using the technology is officially off. I'm not talking about just a little bit of weight loss. That's something that people really get excited about. I'm talking about people that have been on a trajectory to absolute ruin based off of their health that's now turning around and having an entire 360 and going the other way. This is truly life-changing. So why are we excited about it? Because it's real. It takes one time for you to experience it, to realize that you just found something that is gold. So let me talk about the money. If you don't understand compensation plans, it's okay. I'm still going to explain it in such a way that you will. All right. Now, what's interesting about this, the person that got placed in my organization on the right and on the left, because I've made $30,000 in the last week, they've made $1,000 without making one sale. Someone put a 1 in the chat box if you would like to benefit off of someone else's work beyond just your own. This is the first time I've seen something like this. If you come in and get $1,000 worth of product, the company actually is setting you up where you can make up to $3,000 off the success of the person above you. You can 3x what you spent on each package. Whether it was $1,000, you can make up to $3,000 on this one bonus. So if there's $1,000 made above you, the person on the right got 50, the person on the left got 50. When they've made $100,000, if you got the $1,000 package, you maxed out at $3,000. If you got the $2,000 pack, you've already made $5,000 and you're still eligible to make another $1,000. Put a 1 in the chat box if that makes sense. If you get $6,000 worth of product, they will let you make up to $18,000 back just in this one bonus. You're 3xing what you spent to get involved in the platform. And remember, what you paid for is technology. What you received was technology and a business that was gifted to you that is paying like one that I have never seen before. Okay, this is a huge, huge bonus. And that is based off of your first initial package. Everything else you can upgrade and you're able to make more and do more. But when it comes to the team bonus, that's based off of your first purchase. 1,000 up to 3,000, 2,000 up to 6,000, 6,000 up to 18,000 is what you're eligible for. Now, on top of that, something that is really remarkable about this company, 75% of every dollar that comes in, they pay back out to the people that share it. Do you understand that iPhones cost $100, $200 to make and they sell them for $1,500, $2,000? You realize they don't cost $1,500, but the difference is you're not getting paid on that. That difference between their cost And what we paid, that's called their profit. Who agrees if you could be in on the profit scale and you didn't even have to invest to be in the business, you just had to get the technology? That's a really amazing situation. So look at this. There's 7 different ways that you get paid. I showed you the team bonus. The next is the performance bonus. When you directly sponsor someone, if they buy $1,000 worth of product, 750 of that is called PV, point value, and you get paid 10%. On a $1,000 product, you make $75 personally. If someone buys a $2,000 amount of products, you make $150. If someone buys $6,000 worth of product, you make over $400 on the initial purchase. But guess what? That's not all. This right here, I need everyone to pay very close attention to. In a matter of 24 hours, 48 hours, or 72 hours, I want to show you how to get your money back for what you spent and now have technology that effectively is profitable for you. Someone put a 1 in the chat box if you want to be in that situation. I paid for technology to help me heal, and in less than 72 hours, I can be in profit where effectively I got the technology and now income moving forward. One thing that's interesting about this is once you have paid for the technology, you have a global business for life. But pay attention to the tier bonus. This right here is the majority of how I made the money that I made. In 8 days, we did over $700,000 in sales before we went public on social media. That is how big this is. Actually, coming up, I'm just about to go public and share this with the world because of the results that we're seeing, the money that's being made, and the fact that we have an opportunity of a lifetime to be on a multi-billion-dollar business run that's already done over $1 billion in 1 year alone. Now, check out the tier bonus. Every time you get someone going down on your left leg, over here, A, and on your right leg, once you get your first 2, let's say that this is a $1,000 package. All right, someone spent $1,000 on your right and someone spent $1,000 on your left. You're going to make a $375 bonus every time that happens. So, for example, I want you to see this. Person A, they got their first sale. Every first sale goes to the left. So it's literally set up in your favor for this bonus to be active. All right, so person on the left, AA, got another person. Now I want you to look over on this side, B. They got their first sale and went to the left. Now that just unlocked another $375 bonus. This person dropped in. Now that just unlocked another $375 bonus. Now remember, if it's your personal sale, you're also making that $1,000 package 75 on one side. And if you did it on the other side as well, 75, that's 150 plus 375. The first time that happens, you're making over $500. Does everyone understand it takes 6 people to join your business or for it to fall into your business? Because one thing I haven't made clear yet, this is not based off of just your personal sales. This is based off of the entire team. And there's only a right leg and there's only a left leg. We have put hundreds of thousands of dollars underneath people's team, helping them by stacking straight down. Where else are you going to put them? They have to go down. So now I want you to see the actual reality of this. What is happening right here is 50% of that PV. Who remembers on $1,000, 75% of that, 750 was the point value. They're giving you a 50% bonus of that 750 PV every time this happens in your organization. 1,000 and 1,000, 1,000 and 1,000, 1,000 and 1,000, 375, 375, 375. And it's unlimited levels deep. Do you understand? People are literally having people drop every day, every hour into their business, and they have no idea who they are. It came from someone above them. Now, let me show you where it gets even bigger. If you know anything about the online marketing space, especially in a binary compensation, oftentimes the volume flushes every month. So every new month, you got to start over. With this compensation plan, because there is no subscriptions, annual or monthly, there is no flush of volume, and this bonus is unlimited levels deep. If you go down 100 levels, that's $37,500. You go down 1,000 levels, that's $375,000 just at the $1,000 package. Now pay attention here. If you have 2,000 on the left and 2,000 on the right, who remembers 75% of 2,000 is what? 1,500. A 50% bonus on that, every time someone's on the right and left matching 2,000, 2,000, now you're making 750 every time that happens. That goes down 100 levels, that's $75,000. What if that goes down 1,000 levels? That's $750,000. If you don't know what that is, that's $750,000. Guys, this is game changing. Now let's look on the other side. What if they got the $6,000 package, someone on the right and someone on the left? That's a $2,250 bonus every time someone on the right and someone on the left matches at the same package. Now, one thing that I asked, well, what happens if someone has maybe $1,000 on one side, but then $2,000 on the other side? Do I get paid based off the 2,000 or 1,000? It's always based off of the smallest one. But listen, so if you had a 2,000 and 1,000, you would make $375. But when that person that has $1,000 package buys another $1,000 worth of product, that bonus then upgrades. So you got the additional $375 totaling 2,000 and 2,000, $750. Someone put a 1, 2, 3 in the chat box if you realize it only takes 3 levels deep for you to be profitable, regardless of which package you get started with. This is why this is remarkable. Take your health and your wealth to a whole nother level through the community that we have created here that's all seeking health, wellness, and abundance like never before. Now, I'm going to go through this part quickly. What you have the ability to also make, the next bonus, is called the group sales bonus. Every single day, we get paid off of this as well. This pays us off the lesser leg of our business, meaning whichever leg is smaller. If you have the $1,000 package, every day you make 11% of everything that comes into your business that day in your lesser leg. If you have $2,000 worth of product, now you make 12% of everything that happens on your pay leg of business up to $2,000 a day. At a $6,000 bracket, you're making 13%, which caps out at $7,000 per day. What our people are doing is they're coming in, getting started. Most everybody starting at 2,000 unless they can afford the 6,000. And when they make it in commissions, then they're upgrading because all of us want to be in a situation where we can make the most money. Someone put a yes in the chat box if you agree. Money's sitting on the table. If you could make $2,000 a day, that's great. But if you could make $7,000 a day, who agrees you would like that better? That maxes out at $210,000. Now, one thing that I want you to pay attention to. It's very rare that you have the ability to build lifetime income. Someone put yes in the chat box if your job right now has not offered you lifetime income. I know Miss Diana, she was a teacher. She retired this year and she decided that she was going to take control of her life and she was no longer going to be stuck in an environment where she couldn't build the wealth that she wanted. That it was time to do something different. And here she is getting her health better. Also, getting her money better. All right. Now I'm talking about a company that's already done $1 billion. What they do is take 5% of the company revenue every year and they put it in a pool. Right around Christmas, everybody that has hit the first rank, which is called M1, you are able to get that share of the company's total revenue for the rest of your life. All you have to do is make one sale a year and wink, wink, you could buy the products yourself. Someone put yes in the chat box if you would be fired up if your company said, as long as you come one day, we're still going to share what the total revenue of the company is with you. I definitely would make sure that I was in the office or I was in the school or whatever it took, at least that one day. So I kept getting paid every year as if I was there every day. That's life-changing. As you share this, if you have 14 people on the right and 14 people on the left at 1,000, you hit the first rank. M1, you qualify now for lifetime income. Not of a startup company, but of a billion-dollar company that over 50 million was in the pool last year. Who agrees you want to jump in that pool? You want a piece of that pool. I know that I do, and I know that so many of our team does as well. As you share this with more people, and as more people happen to come into the business, the same way that people are buying iPhones and it keeps rolling, that's the same thing that's happening here with this technology. All right? Now, here's a little secret. The numbers that you're seeing is based off of the $1,000 packages. If someone gets a $2,000 package, I want you to realize you can cut those numbers in half. So what looked like 14 and 14 is now 7 and 7. If someone gets the $6,000 package, I want you to do some math. You can divide it by 6. So now, with the $14,000 package, all you need is 3 people on each side. This is powerful. All the way down, okay? There are people that's making $1,000 a day, $5,000 a day, some people that are making $10,000 a day, helping people get healthy, using technology that massive medical institutions are using. Now, let me share the other powerful part of why it is absolutely life-changing to share this with as many people as you can personally. You can benefit over the whole organization, even if you only brought 1 or 2 people in. Those people go to work, you could be in a very powerful situation. I have a buddy, his name is Francis. He's been in the business a little bit over a year. Now, Francis did something that I would never suggest to any of you to do, but it's worked out pretty well for him. When Francis got started, he brought in 2 of the biggest leaders into this company now, that those leaders are making over $400,000 a month. But I want you to listen to this. With the coaching bonus, what Francis did is he put both of the leaders together on the left side and said, y'all can work together. He didn't build out his right leg. So what does that mean? This bonus, he never hit it. This bonus, he'll never get it based off of not building a leg. This bonus, he sure didn't get it, because how are you going to get a tier bonus if no one's on the other side? And on the direct sales, he only got it based off of the several people, the 2-3 people he put in on the left leg. Now, who is interested in what Francis is making every month? I know I was, because if you think about it, you would probably assume Francis probably isn't doing too well because he didn't build out the other side of his business. I encourage everyone to share and get your first 2 and unlock all the compensation. But Francis said, you know what? I'm doing okay already. I'm fine. I'm going to let you guys work together. Because of this coaching bonus and because he sponsored them directly, Francis is making over $100,000 a month, and he didn't get any of the other bonuses that I've shared with you above. $100,000 a month, and he didn't even build the other side of his business. So when you talk about a compensation plan where there is money at every angle and every turn, this is a game changer. Let me walk you through this. Everybody you personally sponsor, whatever they make in the group sales bonus, all right, that's daily, you make a 10% check match. So for example, if I sponsored John, or if you sponsored John, if John were to make $3,000 today, you would earn $300. If he made $3,000 this month, you would earn $300. That's every personal. You have 10 people that you brought in. What's 10 times 3,000? It's 30,000. What's 10% of that? That would be 3,000 you made just off of your 10 people. Let's say that they're making $100,000 collectively. You would be making $10,000 a month because you brought them in. But let's say that your people then begin to share this with other people as well. John brought in Jessica. Everybody on your level 2. You made a 10% check match on your level 1, but from levels 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're making a 5% check match off of them. Could you imagine what it would look like if we invited people to work at our business and we made a percentage of their check because we brought them into the business? You have somebody that's making $100,000 and you brought them to that business, you're getting $10,000 for doing so. Someone put a 1 in the chat box if you have never seen that in corporate America or any corporate type setting. This is based off of your personal sponsored tree. These people can be anywhere in the team, But if you brought them in personal, they brought people in personal, that is your personal coaching bonuses that you are making. People are making a fortune off of this one bonus alone. Between the tier bonus and this bonus and the group sales, these are three of the biggest bonuses that you could sit here and make massive, massive income every single day, every single week. Now, one of the things that you heard from Angel as well as myself is every year they are bringing out several new products. Last year, the big product was the Shake and Massager. This year, coming out in the summer, they are rolling out their Oly Spring water machine. Now, you may say, well, what does the water machine do? Everything else so far has been quite fantastic. I'm curious about that too. Well, check this out. It's inspired by Arctic cold spring water purity. It dispenses both hot and cold water on demand. Now, that sounds cool, but you're probably asking, what else does it do? It does something that I've never seen any other water machine do. Do you see that watch over on the left, the Oly watch? No, I'm not talking about the Apple Watch. I'm talking about the Oly watch. What that does is you put it on your wrist and it reads your vitals and your daily activity. Now, what's crazy is this watch actually connects to the machine. And the water that's dispensed is based on exactly what your wellness profile is and what you need for your body to be the most hydrated. Someone put yes in the chat box if that is mind-blowing. People that have high blood pressure, if there's a lot of minerals in their water, it actually spikes their blood pressure. Who agrees most of the time we would never even think about that? But now, using the power of artificial intelligence and technology, this tells us and gives us exactly what we need, and it automatically adjusts the water settings based off of that. Guys, this is something that is absolutely game-changing. From the technology itself and the healing that's being provided to the actual money that's being made every single day. Every night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we get a refresh of what our business did yesterday, and we get to see what we made from that. On the 15th and the 30th, we're able to withdraw that via crypto, USDC, and at that point, you can go and spend your money however you desire. But I want to tell you what means the most to me when it comes to this. Yes, this is absolutely a place that someone can make an extra 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures a year. And that is sitting here in a business that you did not pay to be a part of. You paid for wellness technology. But what's more important about that is the amount of lives that are being restored and lives that are experiencing healing transformation, health transformation within the first week. Now, it's not every day that you can get something that really starts to make a difference quickly, right? Who agrees when you go to the gym, you oftentimes don't see results right out the gate, right? Maybe you start imagining the gains, but it's usually not something that you see right away, especially when we're talking about pain, sickness, different things in that light. If you have chronic fatigue, if you can't sleep, if you have dementia, if you have back pain, if you have arthritis, all of these things, this is something that you need. If you know people that have these problems, just look around, look outside anywhere you go. You'll see people limping. Like, people are in pain right now. We live in a world where the majority of people actually have more health problems than are healthy. That is what the statistics are. But who agrees we can do something to reverse that? Who agrees just because this system and matrix that we grew up in and that we have been a part of, we don't have to keep going down that same path? So this is what I want to invite you to do right now. Whoever shared this with you, the first thing that I would do is send them a message really quickly and say, thank you. It's not every day that you're getting access to technology like this. This is patented, certified, approved technology all across the world. And anybody you know across the world can be a part of this absolute health revolution. So this is what we want to invite you to do. We want to invite you to get access to the technology. You can get and order the technology tonight. And if you're in the US, it used to take 2 weeks. We're having it arrive in our doorstep in the next 3 to 5 days. It has been amazing how fast this has been moving and how fast we have been getting this. Miss Diana ordered her products 4 or 5 days ago. And here she is telling her testimony today. That is powerful. So this is what we're going to do. We're about to go over to our onboarding call. Put a 1 in the chat box if you're excited about what you see, but you may have a few more questions about the specifics and maybe even with your health, what would be the best for you? Put a 1 in the chat box for me. What we're going to do is we are going to go over and we are going to join our onboarding team. One thing that we do here within our community is not only do we show you how powerful the technology is, we make sure that you can get access to exactly what you need. It's one thing for your money situation to start getting better. It's a whole nother thing for your health and your money to get better at the same time. And what I can promise you is this: when your health and wealth and ultimately being in our community, your mindset begins to be better. Someone put a yes in the chat box if you understand your life experience and the quality of your life becomes better too. We look forward to answering your questions, helping you be a part of this family. And world, I want to make it very clear. A health revolution is here. And we're telling everybody that we know. We'll see you on the next call. You guys have a blessed night and let's go change the world.